it's Charlene from the Crafty Art Shack, and today we're here with another challenge video. This video is the reason for the season, and I'll tell you more about our host and stuff as we go through the video. And let's get to the craft desk and get started. Let's go. Okay, here we go with DIY number 1. Now for this one, you're going to need a charger plate. Now I found mine at the thrift store. And I'm going to take a piece of sandpaper to it, and then I'm going to take and use my Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint to paint this a solid white color. Now after I get this painted white and let it get good and dry, I'm going to take that Admiral blue, and this is a little stencil that I cut out on my Cricut, and what I'm doing here is I'm putting some repositional glue on this, and that's just a glue stick. And what I'm going to do is take that and put my plate down and stick this little nativity scene over on the plate, and I want to make sure it's good and stuck. Then I just do this little pouncing motion all the way through this. Now that brush has the white on it from where I painted the plate white, and it has that Admiral blue. Now I'm going to go through, and the reason why you pounce up and down on your stencil is because you don't want to push paint up under it. So now what I'm going to do is just leave it there, and I'm going to go and take that blue and that white and just start blending it all the way around my plate. You guys, this project turned out so pretty. And I'm just going to continue to do this until I get the plate covered. Now, I'm going to take my stencil and peel it off with a pair of tweezers. And you want to make sure that you don't scratch this. And now, we're not done with this, but this is really cute. Next thing I do is I go and take my sandpaper, and I'm going to scrape off around, not scrape, but scratch off around those little beads so the white shows through. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to come back in with some Midnight or the Admiral blue again, and I'm going to blend this so that it has a little bit darker edge all the way around the rim of the plate, because we're going to put a saying on that. Now after I get the plate painted with that darker rim, then I take the Admiral blue and the white, and I take and go around the inside ring of that where the plate starts to dip down, and use the white towards the inside. I use the two colors on my brush at the same time to get that. Now what I did is I went online and I printed out the scripture. It's Matthew 1 verse 10, and it says, "And when they saw the star, they were overjoyed." Now I am going to take carbon paper and lay it down, and I'm going to take this printout that I designed to go around the edges. Now I'm showing you this because if you don't have a Cricut and you can't get Cricut vinyl, this is an alternative for you. Now I have a Cricut, but I chose not to use it on this, and I could have very easily cut out the stencil for this or cut out the vinyl for this and put it down. Now I'm not making sure that I make the same shape as the letters are. All I'm doing is tracing the placement of the letters so that I could put it on. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, after I get all those letters traced on there, then I'm going to go over it with my white Posh paint pen, and I'll do this for all the lettering here and around the rim. Okay, so I have a question for y'all, and this is normally outside of my comfort zone, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What time of the year was Jesus really born? Was he born in December when we celebrated his birthday? Is it December? Or is it possibly sometime between June and September? If you know the answer, leave it in the comments below. I'm kind of curious to find out what everybody else knows. And this is something that I've been studying and researching, and I just happened to come across that, and I was like, really? And so leave your comment below down there where you do the comments. Okay, I'm going to finish this up and we'll see this at the final reveal. Okay, today's challenge is The Reason for the Season, hosted by 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, Crafty Hints, and Rustic Lace DIY. Y'all go check out these ladies on this channel and their channels, and check out the ladies in the playlist below. And here we go with DIY number 2. Now for this DIY, I'm going to take one of these little signs that came from the Dollar Tree, take it completely apart. I'm going to take those beads off, and I was going to use this paper, but I decided not to. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm going to use every piece of that stencil that I made for this video, so I'm showing you different ways you can use it. And yeah, this paper thing is not working out. So I go get some of that faux leather from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to place my little sign down. I'm going to trace it out, and then I'm going to cut that piece out. This is a real simple one. It's not really complicated at all. And I think it turned out really, really pretty. Now I take and cover that sign up, and I'm trying to lay out my pieces so I can kind of see where I want them to be. And I'm going to try to do a layering effect of them, but this one's cute, but I'm not sure I hit a 100% on this one. So I'm going to get my piece of vinyl stuck in there, and then I'm going to stick my little people and my little manger scene in there to see kind of where I want it to go. And then I'm going to glue it all down with hot glue. Now you see I put toothpicks on the back of that so it wouldn't lay directly on the sign, but it would be raised up just a little bit so that these characters that I'm putting on now would kind of sit more towards the background, and the manger part of it is standing out. Then I go and take those beads off the back because I ain't digging that look. It doesn't look right to me. And I'm going to add a little bow to this, and we'll see the rest of this at the final reveal. Now at this time, we'd like to give a special thanks to our subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. And here we go with DIY number 3. For this DIY, you're going to need some white paint, 2 different color blue paints, and a black. Now what I'm doing here is, or a white paint. What I'm doing here is I got this little sign from thrift store. They had a whole bunch of them. I bought a whole bunch of them. And I got this, they were marked 99 cents, and I think I got them for 50 cents a piece, and I bought every one that they had. And because, crafters can always use pieces of wood. So what I'm going to do next, now the next thing I'm going to do is I laid 3 colors, a dark blue, light blue, and a white. And I kind of got all 3 of those. You load your brush the same way you do if you're using 2 colors, except for we're doing 3. And what I'm doing is I'm creating the background for my little manger scene that I'm going to put on here. Now I'm using the other part of my stencil that I didn't use before. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking the darker color. When I lay my paint down the first time, the darker color goes towards the top or towards the bottom, and then the lighter color goes towards the middle. So now what I'm doing, once I get my top done, then I come back and paint the middle in with the lighter color. I use the white and the lighter blue there, and then I just go back and forth and blend it in. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make some little mountains in the background. So you just load your brush up with the dark color and the white, and you see how I turn that brush at an angle to get a different perspective for it. And you just keep going back and forth, and you always want to keep your darker color towards the top. Now we're going to add another one on the other side. And see how I kind of roll my brush when I'm doing that? And we're just going to keep blending across there until we get it to look like we want it to. Then the next thing we're going to do is add us a little moon or sunset type deal thing. Yeah. And anyway, I'm calling it a moon. And we're going to put that up there at the top. Then we're going to take our little bitty brush, and we're going to take some paint with some white and that blue on it and paint the star in and paint in the little dots. Now, the next thing to do is get this good and dry. Once this is good and dry, then we can do the next step. Now, our next step is we're going to take that manger scene, and it's okay that the other pieces hang off the edge. And I'm going to take some black chalk paint from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to create this little manger scene now. And we're going to take our little round sponge dauber brush, and we're going to lightly pounce up and down all over this stencil until we get it all filled in like we want it. Now you want to make sure you go over to the edges and that you're not going up there in your skyline, and that's the reason why we taped off the bottom. And once I get all of that done, then I just lift that up. Now look, I had bleed. I should have did the removable glue stuff, but it's okay because we're going to take our little skinny brush and we're going to go in here and fix the places that need to be fixed with that little bitty brush. And look at there, we get this all straightened out in just a quick minute. Now that we've got everything straightened up, we're going to take in that wider brush and put black on it, and we're going to go right under our manger scene and add those two little lines in. Then we're going to take tape off, and look at there. Now I'll paint that base with white, and we'll see the rest of this at the final reveal. And the reason for the season is brought to us by 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, Crafty Hints, and Rustic Lace DIYs. Y'all go check out their channels, check out the ladies on the playlist, and here's all the other places you can find us on social media, and here's the final reveal. Alright y'all, we're back from the craft desk, and these turned out so beautiful. I hope that we've inspired you to try a painting project yourself. You guys, check out the ladies on the playlist. Check out those ladies hosting this video. There are some awesome crafters out there, and you don't want to miss any of this. Subscribe to our channel. If you're not subscribed, subscribe so that you don't miss the next episode of the Crafty Art Shack. And we'll see you later. Bye!
Try painting yourself. And, yeah. These all turned out so beautiful. I love the midnight look with the blue. Yeah. I'm just saying whatever. Painting, because it's really easy. It is. Yeah. Not subscribe so that you don't miss the next episode of the Crafty Art Shack. And we'll see you later. Bye.